can go ahead and start us off.
Hey Robin, first of all, congrats on a pretty exciting game for you on Sunday. I'm just curious from your perspective, where do you think that you've grown the most since your freshman year to where you're now, really kind of the pitcher on the staff that everybody's most familiar with, taking up some big innings?
Yeah, I definitely think I grew mentally from my freshman year and just really raised my confidence in myself. But at the same time, I've managed to put less pressure on myself and just remember that it's not all up to me. And I have like a bunch of pitchers behind me who are more than capable and really good, and they'll have my back if things don't go right for me.
And I'm curious, being, kind of up until this year with these pitchers, you were the last one to really get a lot of innings your freshman year. How have you been able to kind of um, maybe help those younger pitchers be ready for this type of moment?
Yeah, I've definitely helped them a lot, I would say. And I've always told them that I'm here for them if they ever want to talk because I know how it feels to be a freshman and be thrown into like high pressure situations and maybe not be ready for it. So I've just kind of told them that I'm an open book if they want to ask or talk about anything with me. I'm more than happy to.
Last thing I'll ask you is this past weekend, how fun was it to pitch with the way that the offense was just putting up so many runs?
Oh my gosh, it's really fun because you can just kind of let loose and just spin the pitches like through the zone and just not be worried about like a tight game. So when we're winning by like 12 runs, it's really relaxing to go out there and throw without much fear.
Big of a how big of a I guess a confidence boost are these first couple of weeks? Some big wins. You kind of get to go out there if you've got a cobweb or two in the early innings, you can kind of work through. I'm not dissing the opponents by any means, but you guys have had some good games, some good wins. How big of a confidence boost does that give you going forward for the next few weeks?
It's a huge confidence boost, I would say, especially when we get to go out to Louisiana and we win all of our games by run rule. I think it just builds up our offense a lot and it makes them feel really good about themselves. But then on the other end, our pitchers also feel confident that we can work through things without the fear of, losing a game. So on both ends, it definitely builds our confidence for sure.
You too, he just asked you about kind of the pitching staff and the youngsters and all that. I'm curious what the bullpen dynamic has been because you do have such an interesting mix of, you've got Reese who transferred in. You've been there the whole time. You're kind of the veteran of the group now, which sounds strange to say. What's the dynamic between you guys, whether it's in bullpens in practice or just kind of as the pitching group? What's the dynamic like between you guys?
This is definitely the most close-knit pitching group, like in bullpen that I've had since I've been here. So that's really just fun that we can all like be around each other and just be equally happy for like each other as we are for ourselves when we do well. So I think that really just helps the dynamic and like we don't see any like selfishness, no like woe is me attitude. Like we're all just genuinely happy for each other and our success.
Next question. Anybody?
I'll hop back in real quick. Robin, it's fun whenever you're, pitching no hitters and you had your perfect game last year going in the record book, and it's always like, well, the only other one to do it's Mary Half, and I know y'all are both Florida girls. I'm just curious, has she been somebody that's been in your corner in your life, or is she somebody that you've talked to?
Yeah, we actually come from the same pitching coach back in Tampa. So I knew her before I actually went to college. And so she's always kind of been in my corner. Like when I threw my perfect game, she like texted me and congratulated me. So I think she definitely has supported me a lot. And it's been nice because definitely looked up to her before I got here.
And on the Florida note, I'm just curious, what has this been like for you with, I know we're getting some snow in Fayetteville this week. What's the experience been like for you just at Arkansas in general? Total change of, I guess, number one, climate. Just I guess moving so far away from home and kind of making this your college home.
Well, I'll just say I don't like the snow and I don't like driving in it. It really scares me. But besides that, I love Arkansas. Like I think this area, like Northwest Arkansas, is like one of the coolest places I've been. And that like I would definitely envision myself living here in the future. And I think it's a really good home away from home for sure.
I would guess you're probably pretty excited to get out to California then. No threat of snow in Palm Springs.
Yes.
When you guys are winning games like that in run rule fashion, is there any, and whether it's you or telling one of the youngsters, hey, we still got to stay locked in. I know we're up by a bunch. I know we're cruising, but need to still stay as focused as ever in the circle.
Yeah, for sure. I think I've definitely it's happened to me where I became kind of complacent when we're up by so much. So I think just setting goals for each inning, working pitch by pitch, staying focused, staying locked in is definitely a learning curve for us because everyone kind of falls victim to it at some point.
What was the conversation like between you and Coach Deifel in the offseason where you see this incoming class? Okay, they're going to take a lot of the innings. Do we want a portal pitcher? Do we not? No, we want to use these freshmen. What were those conversations like between you and Coach?
Well, I think I've always told her that, I want to be that girl for you. Like I want to throw all the innings. Like I want to get as much time as I can. But at the same time, we've definitely emphasized the fact that it's not all about me and it's not all about Reese, like the older girls. It's about like teaching these freshmen and working with them and making sure that they're ready when their time comes because it will.
For sure.
Any more questions for Robyn?
I'll ask Bree Ellis, of course, just won the D1 National Softball Player of the Week. Talk about what she has meant to you and this team.
Oh, she is everything. Like we all love her so much. I just told her the other day, like, that she's my safe space on the field and that I can just look at her and she'll just always like know what to say or how to look and cheer me up or, she'll just know what we all need. And she's very like empathetic with all of us. Like she knows each and every one of us so well. So for her to win those awards and do great things, it just makes us all really happy.
From a catching standpoint, describe Miller and Wyckoff, obviously catching as a staff. What are those two combos? What do they bring to the table in helping you and the pitching staff?
They both have worked really hard on building the relationships with us in the off season. So I think us as pitchers having equally as good relationships with both of them, no matter who's going to be behind the plate, we just really feel close knit and that they know what to say to us if we ever need a timeout or like they know what energy they need to bring based on the pitcher. So just I think emphasizing the relationships between us has really helped all of us succeed a lot.
That it? Thank you,
Uh,
guys. Oh, one more.
I have, sorry, my internet's
You're
been
good.
a little choppy. I would love to just talk to you about the Marionetter tournament. I know for myself, it was always such a special one. You have so many young girls, and it's kind of the only thing that replicates the Women's College World Series. How much are you just looking forward to playing in that type of atmosphere with the crowd, the MLB stadiums, and the fans?
I'm really excited. I've never been to the Marionette myself, but I've always wanted to go. So I'm really excited to be there. I think the only one that kind of compares that I've been to is the Clearwater Invitational, and I loved that atmosphere. It was really fun to just see all like the little girls there wanting your autographs. It just is kind of like a real like full circle moment.
I love that. Thank you.
Um, as you were getting into the later innings, what was kind of the vibe in the dugout and what was going on in your head?
You're talking about the game on Sunday, the
Yeah.
okay. Yes, during the later innings, I knew that I had a no-hitter going, but I still make myself or allow myself to play loose because I know like this isn't gonna be the last game I ever pitch in the world. If someone gets a hit off me, like it's not gonna kill me if I give up my no-hitter. So I think just, staying loose and just having like the it is what it is attitude really helps a lot.
And did you notice a shift in your teammates as they kind of like realized that you were on for the no hitter?
Not really, no. It was funny actually. We got off the field and me and like the catcher, me and Kaylee were celebrating, and then Bree was like, "Why? What happened? Why are we celebrating?" So some of them didn't even know. So it was just kind of a funny experience.
Robyn, was it your tonsils removed? Is that what Coach Deifel said?
Yes, I did have to get those removed.
When was that?
Like the middle of January.
Okay, how did that, I guess, alter your like ramp up right before the season?
Yeah, I got cleared to throw probably a week before our first game. So like the week leading up to Texas State, we were trying to throw as much as we can to just kind of build my like endurance and stamina up. And that's kind of been the goal, is just to build that up, because obviously when you can't really do much for a couple weeks, your endurance kind of falls. So
I'm guessing you feel totally fine now.
yes, yes, really good actually.
Last thing, what has Coach Deifel meant to you?
Oh, she means everything to me. She's like my mom when my mom isn't here. And I think our relationship being built up over the past couple years definitely makes me better in the circle, knowing that she'll have my back, but also she'll like me and her can just have open communication with things and not be like insulted or hurt or anything, but like we can just be really open and honest with each other.
That it. Thank you, guys.
Thank